Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Point of View. I am Bobby Munson, as I get set up properly there for this particular episode of the show. I want to welcome you all to your Sunday destination here at our local establishment. Yes, Point of View is the show where you can control what we talk about here, so anything that you want to bring up topics-wise for me, please do so. As I say good morning to a very good friend of ours, good friend of the channel as well, too. It's Bobby Petito, Bobby Stats, to be exact. How are you doing, Bobby, on this wonderful Sunday morning? Or I'm assuming Sunday morning still for you for a little bit, but creeping up to the afternoon. And hello to the other video bro, another one of my video bros. It's Basser. How you doing, brother? How's the weekend been treating you so far? What have you been up to as well, too? Yeah, it's the week before Christmas and all through the house. I don't know what to talk about yet, but so I'm turning to you, chat. What we will mention is in a little bit, we're going to have the kickoff to the Manchester United-Liverpool match. So, again, my heart's going to break because I'm pretty sure my Manchester United team are going to get just, the floor mopped with them here at Anfield. That's why the episode's called Anarchy at Anfield. Next Sunday, though, Sunday the 24th, will be the very special Christmas Eve edition of this particular program. So, Point of View, Christmas Eve special coming at you here next Sunday. Looking forward to bringing that to you all. Bobby saying it's 11:04 a.m. here in Virginia. So, again, yeah, you'd be on the East Coast then, Bobby. For me, just 10:04 or 10:06, I believe, now at this point in time here in Brock Lesnar's Saskatchewan, the province that doesn't change time. the place that time forgot. One of those situations anyway. But yeah, we got again the big game. Manchester United Liverpool is today, so I'm gonna see if my shoddy internet's gonna work properly for me here today as we try to get this one rocking and rolling here, so I can talk about the match as it's happening. For those who don't know already, I'm actually a former, I guess, coach. I am a certified coach up to a certain level here in the province of Saskatchewan or in Canada in general. I was a player for many, many years and have, coached on all ages, right from men's down to U5. I've done that all. I've been a referee. I've sat on boards when it comes to soccer, or football as it should be called, because that is the original name of the sport itself, the sport of kings. Bobby saying, I watched the Amir Jordan match. It was great. Awesome, Bobby. Did you catch my shout out to you on the show, on the match there? Gave you a little bit of a shout out there. And yeah, it's football, Sunday football. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching it anyway. I mean, it doesn't have to be the topic throughout the entire match. I'm just, it's rooting for my team as it goes. And Astrid, good morning. How are you doing? For those who haven't seen it already, Ed and Astrid had very special guest Kyle Sparks on Friday. Well, I want to say Friday night, but it was more like Saturday morning if you were out on the East Coast by the time the Ring of Honor final battle came to an end. But what a great show that happened there that late evening, and such commitment from the team for all of their hard work, and what great views we're getting on that particular stream as well too. It was a phenomenal program. Kyle was an amazing guest, and yeah, as always, great work from Ed and Astrid. Working today feels weird. Yeah, working on a Sunday would feel weird. I couldn't imagine. I try to avoid it at all possible ways. And Bobby did notice my shout out in the commentary to him on PPW's Amir Jordan match. I do those shout outs every once in a while, Bobby, and I knew particularly you've been waiting for that Amir Jordan match to release, so I made sure that that was your shout out this time from myself over at Prairie Pro Wrestling. As Bobby is saying hello to Ed and Astrid, and hellos are going back Bobby's way. All right, so anybody want what topics you want to talk about as we're getting geared up for this matchup? I'm trying to get it loaded, get it rocking and rolling here. Again, like I said, I've had some shoddy internet at best this last couple of weeks, so I'm hoping that the internet will behave itself today, or else I'm going to have a lot more to be cursing about than I normally do. So we will find out very shortly anyway. But yes, of course, we got a lot of great stuff coming up throughout the week, as you saw the calendar playing at during the intros to the show here today. Again, Ed is going to be joined by Andre as they're doing the MCU Rebound, as it's called. So it's Marvel Talks MCU Rebound, where they're revisiting this series of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and going back with Iron Man. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight here on the channel, so make sure you're checking that out. And of course, Ed's also got Marvel Talk with Andre. I hope it's both you doing the What If Season 2, I believe, right, Ed? Or is it just you that's dropping those ones? But that's going to be starting this Friday with episodes coming at you every single day until I think we're through the amount of episodes that there are, particularly for that one. Let me know there, Ed, if I've got that all correctly. But it was in the calendar, of course. And, of course, taking over on Tuesday nights, Ring Respect on Thursday. And, of course, as I mentioned, next Sunday, we've got the wonderful pleasure of being on stream on Christmas Eve. So I'm going to be having a Christmas Eve special here for anybody willing to sit down and spend some time with me. Point of view, Christmas Eve next Sunday. And Ed saying it'll be me or him or both. Once they release, it'll be 9 days straight. Fantastic. There you go. 9 days straight of reviews of Marvel's What If coming at you starting this Friday night on the channel. Bobby saying you liked the video that I did yesterday of the top 10 wrestlers, MLW wrestlers to watch in 2024. Thank you, Bobby, and thank you for liking the video and commenting on it as well, too, and providing your take on your top 10 wrestlers from MLW to watch in 2024. Planning a couple more top 10 videos from this year, not necessarily wrestling related. I kind of want to do some that are movie related, music related, kind of get all aspects of pop culture. But let's do this right now. Anybody listening in that wants to participate, it doesn't have to be MLW, but who are 10 unsigned wrestlers in the indies right now that you think people should keep an eye on in 2024? Somebody out there, whatever wrestlers you think are going to be the next big deal, that are going to get that big signature here in 2024. Hold on here. I think Bobby's coming in, dropping some ideas here. He's going for the men's first. Men's to watch for in 2024. Hit us with it, Bobby. Hit us with it. Looking to see if I can actually get the game working here. All right, we got Ed saying Ali Catch has got to be signed somewhere at some point. Brian Keith, Jasmine Allure, Vert Vixen, some I can think of. Of course, those were all people that were talked about this Friday because of Ring of Honor's final battle. And then Brian Keith coming in from Bobby. That's one of his choices there, at least on the men's side. I mean, I could go on forever about who in Prairie Pro I'd like to see signed, but I also, in some ways, cynically don't want them to get signed because that means they leave Prairie Pro Wrestling. No, but I only wish the best for everybody who ever works in one of our wrestling rings. I want to make sure that they get the opportunities they deserve, and if they get that chance to get signed somewhere out in the world, I hope they do. I really hope they do, because it would be fantastic. And see if we can make this work. Yeah, of course, shoddy internet's going to cause problems again today, as per usual. As per usual. Thank you, Sastel. Really appreciate this. Glad you have a monopoly on the province. All right. Cashflow Ken Broadway. Bobby saying Cashflow Ken Broadway. I like me some Ken Broadway. Ken Broadway, good dude. Good friend of Tristan Ty, who we got to interview here on the channel before when we were doing Major Love Wrestling, actually, believe it or not. That wasn't an OLE production, but you can check that out still on the Video Bros Network over on YouTube. Our interview with Tristan Ty at the time. It was a fantastic interview, one of the earlier ones that Papa Smokes and I did, especially with somebody that we had seen so many times on TV. Oh, Jade, you want to come hang out, do you? You want to come hang out, do you? She wants to. She's probably going to try cheering for Liverpool just to upset me, aren't you? You know Liverpool's going to crush us, and you're going to laugh at me. I know you are. All right, we're gearing up. What is the game streaming on? Do you need me to share it in the room? I've got a paid service here, Ed. It's just not doing well with my internet right now. It's more on my side of things than anything. It has nothing to do with the stream itself per se. It's just, I don't know. Sastel's been bugging the hell out of me. I mean, I've got an alternative route if it doesn't work out anyway, so I'm not too worried about it at the moment. But I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. I don't know what it would even air on in the US. I don't know who has the rights to Premier League, football, soccer. So Bobby likes Danny Limelight Rivera. Where's he been at lately, Bobby? I'm kind of curious about that. Where has Danny Limelight been working? I know it's been a while since I've seen him. He was back when he was actually with MLW was the last time I kind of saw anything from Danny. All right. Well, I think I might have something working here. I think it might be going. Um, he does some New Japan Pro Wrestling dates in America. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. What do we got here now? We are looking down the barrel at 14 minutes till the kickoff. 14 minutes till kickoff. I also want to give a shout out. I did a show yesterday, one outside of the channel here, that I'm going to be on Christmas Day. Actually, it was a wrestling quiz that I was on. Proud to be on it. It's going to be over on Mark Talks Wrestling's channel. He invited me to be a part of that, along with Lauren Goodnight and Tom Collahue. And yeah, quite the interesting night of trivia. It's very interesting to have been on the opposing side of trivia, where I'm actually answering questions as opposed to asking the questions. It's a little bit hard for me to hide my lack of professional wrestling knowledge when I was in the limelight like that. So you're going to be able to check that out. I can't tell you who won. I can't tell you if I won. I can't tell you who it was. But you're going to have to tune in to Mark Talks Wrestling on Christmas Day to find out. Is it working? I found it in Spanish if you need it. I've got to go, and here I believe Ed. I'm just making sure that I'm trying to mess around with some stuff to make sure that I don't lose this here. Usually when I do these lives, when I do the watch alongs anyway, I don't have the audio in anyway, so I don't worry about what it is. I mean, sometimes I'd rather listen to it in Spanish anyway. Spanish commentators in anything sounds so much more hype and excited and just generally, I don't know. I like Spanish commentary. I think it's fantastic. I really do think Spanish commentary is like the bee's knees when it comes to things. I got my cat in the complaints department there behind me somewhere. It's almost like I need to get another new system, but I don't know. I don't know if I need to be spending more money on computer stuff. Santa, bring me a new computer for Christmas. Yeah, that's not going to work. Santa Claus hasn't listened to me for years. And Bobby also mentioning Willie Mack. Willie Mack's a great choice as well, too, Bobby. I like Willie Mack quite a lot. Oh, my cats are actually having a Royal Rumble. There's an attack of the cats right there. Hilarious. Jimmy Lloyd's another one. Jimmy Lloyd, I haven't seen a lot of Jimmy Lloyd outside of what we saw at MLW the one day there. Might have to check out more of his stuff, see what it's like. All right, maybe I should grab some statistics about this game here for everybody. We got Scotty, hello, Bobby says. Hello, Scotty, how are you doing on this Sunday? Thank you for stopping by the stream here. What do you got going on for Sunday this weekend? Let us know, man. All right, going to grab some stats about what's going on here for today. Manchester United versus Liverpool. So we're looking at, so we're both playing a 4-3-3 system on both sides. Come on, United. Yeah, I agree. Come on, United. But, oh, man, it kills me because yikes. I mean, their track record against Liverpool lately, it's been bad. I am looking forward to watching, though. United team sheet. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So we're looking at a 4-3-3 on both sides of things. It looks like Onana is going to be in goal. Right back, we got Diago Dalot, Johnny Evans, and Rafael Varane are going to be our center backs with Luke Shaw on the left back. We got on the in the midfield here, we got Kobe Mainoo starting on the right side. We got Amrabat, on the left side with McTominay through the center. Garnacho starting on the left wing, Antony on the right wing, and Højlund through the center on the striking side. So interesting lineup there for United. What do we got on the bench? We got Rashford on the bench, Regulian on the bench, Pellistri's on the bench, Wan-Bissaka, Van de Beek, Daniel Gore, Mejbri, and Gamwala is on the bench as well, too, for United. So very, very interesting there indeed. But, of course, we're looking at a strong Liverpool side. I'm hoping we can get by them. Like, you got Nunez right up front. We got Salah and Diaz on the wings. Endo in behind Nunez. Gravenberch is on the left panel there. I really don't know how to pronounce the last name of their right, the guy on the right-hand side. Alexander Arnold is their right back. Konate and Van Dijk are in the center. Again, can't pronounce their left back's name, and Ellison in goal should be. It's going to be a tough fight. I mean, let's surprise Rashford on the bench might be tactical. That and Rashford's attitude lately doesn't seem to be flying too well with the boss. That's the thing. Is like a lot of guys are being punished for their attitude as of late, and it's kind of been a detriment to United. We don't have a strong selection. We got 9, 10, 11, 12 players injured, and it's been consistent injuries throughout the entire season. And, it's in Rashford. He can do it. He can be a game-winning type guy. He could come off the bench and win it for us. Like, maybe he's fired up. I know he had an illness there. He was out with illness, so that didn't help. But maybe it's just making sure that we'll see how things go and then bringing him in, introducing him later in the match. Oh, hell yeah, we need this. We need this badly. Very, very badly. What I got here. So Bobby giving me some more of these wrestlers to watch for this year. We got TJ Crawford, another great choice. Griffin McCoy. I have no idea who Griffin is, to be honest, Bobby. I'll have to check into that. But yeah. And woo, awesome. Scotty, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it, my man. Props to you for that. Got a lot of great content here on the channel. Dropping all the time. So thank you very much for being here today. And of course, my stupid internet link here today. I've got some really shoddy internet here. So just bear with me, people. All right. And Bobby saying Griffin McCoy is in MLW with. Oh, that's who it is. Okay, I was like, I thought I had heard the name, but I wasn't 100% certain. So appreciate the update on that, Bobby. Thank you. All right, United. What do we got till kickoff here? Well, we're getting close. We're getting close. 5 minutes till kickoff time. Let's see here. Scotty saying, I was born in Manchester, but now live in Ireland, but have been a United fan for 40 years. Rock on, brother. So I, born and raised in Canada, born in Calgary, Alberta, but moved to Saskatchewan with my parents. Mom was Canadian born, moved to Portsmouth with her family, young in her life. The old man was born in Southampton. They met, came over to Canada where they lived, and then from there, basically we grew up watching all sorts of different games. My brother became incredibly obsessed with Manchester United, especially watching the form of David Beckham when he was younger, which kind of drew us into watching more of Manchester United. Of course, we still watch Southampton. We watch Pompey matches, stuff like that. But United became like the collective watch for, because of my brother's fandom for Beckham there. So then it grew from there anyway. So that was the best part about it. And we've been United fans for a long ass time, kind of thing. So, for big span of the 90s, the 2000s, we haven't given up on the team. Clearly, I mean, I'm still doing a watch along, knowing that we could be in some danger, but we definitely need the win big time. I'm always going to root United. I live, eat, sleep, breathe United. Last pick for the men's, people to watch for. Yeah, Jay Bougie is a gem, a diamond in the rough when it comes to professional wrestling, Bobby. I agree. He's going to have an excellent 2024. Looking forward to seeing what we get out of Jay Bougie. Again, friend of the channel that's joined me here before for interviews. So, fantastic. You got her there. Yeah, I agree with you, Scotty. Being true supporter is sticking with your club through thick and thin. And yeah, as frustrated as I can get at times, and believe me, I can get pretty damn frustrated when watching Manchester United matches, especially over the last decade. I don't give up. I don't give up hope. There's still hope. We've got good players. We got good young players ready for the future. It's just everybody wants instant gratification, and the Premier League has become tougher than it has ever been, kind of thing. So, and people don't respect that. Like, you used to have the top four, and that was the top four, period. You had Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, and that was it for the longest time until this influx of cash started coming in all over the place for all these different teams. And then some teams that just got really well managed ended up with an influx of money from picking up victories over time. And yeah, it's just from there, it's the Premier League has become vastly one of the most difficult divisions to play in across the board. And so people don't understand that or respect it. Manchester United, yeah, what are we? We're in sixth place right now. It's not impossible to pull back into a Champions League position. Especially now that we don't have any other matches other than the Premier League to overly focus on. Maybe we can get the players back to health. They can start hitting on all levels. And suddenly this could turn around completely for Manchester United. We are getting close to kickoff time here. My stream is working well at the moment, so I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that it continues to do so. And I thank everybody for tuning in. The influx of cash has ruined many sports, including golf, cricket, race. I agree, because then nobody wants to take a chance on, up-and-comers too often. And if they do, it's because they've had a half-assed decent season somewhere. kind of thing. It's no different from United spending what they did on Højlund. I like Højlund. I think Højlund could be great. I don't think Højlund was, what was it, 70 something million euros great. Unfortunately, not yet. And it's going to be hard for him to, until he really grasps it, he's never going to get to quite that level to be worth that money yet. The pulling power of the UAE and Saudi is insane. Insanely insane. Insanely insane. Bobby saying his first pick for women to watch for in 2024 with pro wrestling is going to be Becca, future MLW champion. Yeah, I agree with you, Bobby. Becca is fantastic. Already, we got a free kick for Liverpool coming in. Be on your game, boys. Be on your game. Get the ball on the ground, too, while you're at it. That would help. And yeah, so Scotty, I got obviously, I mean, naturally, everybody who's into the sport has technically kicked a ball around at some point in time. And I'm sure if you were born in Manchester, you've probably played to some degree. Have you ever played semi-professionally or professionally at any point in time, or done any coaching of any of the sorts? I used to play not professionally. I played locally here in the province of Saskatchewan here in Canada. I'm also a certified coach as well too out here. So I've done coaching from U5 right down to the adult levels. Won plenty of medals, stuff like that as well too. Bobby mentioning for the women as well. Watch 2024 Janai Kai, the kick demon herself. Yeah, I agree with you, Bobby. Janai Kai is fantastic. One of the most vicious individuals I've seen in a long time. Looking forward to more Janai Kai in 2024. All right, United front line putting no pressure on Allison, who's just way out of his box right now. They got to get a little bit more aggressive on stuff like that, I think. Liverpool's just gonna mess with them right now. They're gonna hold and pass. The problem is a young, inexperienced Manchester United line. They're gonna try to do everything they can to expose their weaknesses right now, and that's where Ten Hag's management has to come into play and keep these young guys' heads in the game to assure that they don't get caught out like they did last time in that unfortunate 7-0 thrashing. Bobby also mentioned in the God Queen Delmy Exo on the MLW side too, or on the indie side. Delmy is fantastic as well too, Bobby. I'm sure she's going places. Jurgen Klopp has done wonders for Liverpool. I mean, I'm not sitting here rooting for Liverpool, but I got to say, mad respect for what Jurgen Klopp has managed to do with his team so far. Yeah, they've had some rough spells at times, but who hasn't lately? Well, okay, never mind. Manchester City hasn't, but to hell with them. Yeah, see, I agree with you, Scotty. I was kind of at one point hoping that he would take over at Manchester United until he got the Liverpool job, and that was like, now it's not going to happen. I think that he's a very sturdy manager, and I think he could have done wonders for United as well too. All right, Johnny Evans keeping us safe inside the center of the box there, but unfortunately, I think that means that we're going to have another corner to take. But well played, well defended by Johnny Evans. Another corner coming up. I would have loved him at United. I followed him and saw what he did at Dortmund and he did wonders with Dortmund as well too. I really have mad respect for Jurgen Klopp and everything he's done so far. Yeah, jeez. And again, now I start to wonder, I'm like, because everyone's calling for Ten Hag's head. So I want to ask you as a fan, are you someone who wants to see Ten Hag get the axe and us to start from scratch again with somebody else? Or do you feel that the club should continue to back Ten Hag and feel like there will be a time when things will start to click and we will get there? All right, Bobby coming in again with a couple more names. Tiara James, who's been, undefeated so far in MLW, I believe, unless I've missed anything. but she's doing great. And then Zeta Steele, who's left quite the imprint so far on the company as she's entered as well too. Agree with you 100% there, Bobby. All fantastic names, all people that anybody who's a pro wrestling fan should be keeping an eye on, because bigger things are coming their way, hopefully in 2024 for all of them. Also want to know, Scotty, if we were to pick up a new player, what position do you think United really need to consider in the January transfer window? And if money was not a factor, who would you take a look at? I think the other problem is we're kind of teetering on that financial fair play status too, so it kind of limits, without selling players, what we can do here at United and who we can pick up. Is now United finally making a little bit of progress here, getting into the box. Doesn't look like anything's going to come of it though. Liverpool clear it from danger. Well, if we keep changing managers, the team will only keep getting their own way. I like him, his tactics, and think more time. Yeah, you know what? I know that a lot of people say Ten Hag doesn't have a style. I think the problem is he's still trying to figure out what to do with United and with this group of players. I don't think it fully feels like Ten Hag's team just yet. And I think there's more to come in order to get there. I'm with you. I mean, I could have felt that way about other managers as well, too. Just as we were starting to get used to their style, we let them go way too quick. It happens too often in football these days, and it's very frustrating. As frustrating as it is to be a United fan at the moment, I think that more time, hopefully, things will start to progress for the team. Bobby saying Janai Kai, Pin, Tiara James in a triple threat match on MLW. Okay, so she has taken one fall, but to the champion, so not really a detriment to her at all. And also mentioning Ava Everett, who made that had that match here with Domi Exo. Yeah, Ava was fantastic as well too. Scotty mentioning his philosophy is on point, just needs cooperation from the team and trust to implement it. Yeah. And I think we have too many kind of like outspoken crybaby players at the moment. And that's sad to say. There's talent within them, but there's too much of this wanting to be a show-off star on their own. And I think, unfortunately, it lets the team down when they don't function as a team and they spend too much time worrying about their personal image. Maki Ito is another one that Bobby brings up. Maki Ito has surprised me, Bobby, quite a bit. Maki Ito is quite funny, entertaining, and then she's been backing it up with some quality matchups here in 2023. So I agree with you. Maki Ito, definitely a choice selection for watching out for in 2024. Like under what? No pressure there, and Onana almost completely stumbles the ball. I got to ask, Scotty, because I am not sold on Onana. I think Onana has been a bit of a bust right now. I don't know what it is, if he's in his own head, if it's the pressure of the Premier League or what it is. It's just, I don't know. He makes me nervous right now quite often. I say if Ten Hag goes, just throw Roy Keane at United to sort them out. Yeah, Keno wouldn't hesitate to sort them out. Yeah, special enforcer Eric Cantona there. He could start dropping some drop kicks to the throats as well, too, if he needs. I always wondered about how Jaap Stam would do coaching United. I'm curious. I'm not 100% sold that he'd be the right guy either, but who knows? You could call for any former United player. I mean, they'd understand what Ferguson used to do and what, everything. But who knows? Even in this modern day, as great as Ferguson was, would it work nowadays too? I mean, Ferguson was a tough manager and he did great work, though. All the respect. Sir Alex is the best. The best. Bobby mentioning Steph Delander too. Yes, I agree there. Steph Delander, amazing. So is Mayu Yamashita. 100%, Bobby. Both great selections. I'm going to be keeping an eye on both of them in 2024 there, as I'm sure their stars will both rise. Oh, dude, yeah, me too. So Jaap Stam, like that, right around that time was when my brother was really getting heavy into United, and I remember the first time I saw Jaap Stam, and I'm like, dude, because I'm a center back when I play too. And when I saw Jaap Stam, he quickly became my favorite. And I followed everywhere he went. I would watch his matches elsewhere after he left United. It was sad he left United, but he didn't go to a rival Premier League team, so I was okay there. And I've been paying attention to his actions as a coach as well too. I think Jaap Stam is fantastic, and it's why anytime I've worn the number 6. Number 6 is my number because that was Jaap Stam's number at United, and that's why I love that number. Brittany Blake, you say? Hey, Bobby? I don't know. I haven't seen Brittany Blake in a while. I wasn't 100% convinced. So, interesting selection. I'll keep my eye on her situation, but I don't know. Nothing that she did in MLW really superly impressed me just yet. Curious to see if maybe she's got some better stuff going on in some of the other independents out there. So I'll keep my eye on that one. Wow, that was a fairly hard tackle, but not bad at all. I got some people I notice are online and social media calling for no card on this. Yeah, well, how many times has United got called for things that should have, been a card or something like that and did not gone in their favor? VAR has been just a kick in the bollocks here to us this year. Oh man, Antony also another player that I'm not sold on at all. I really like. He came in, he looked good at the start. Like it was hope maybe this is the guy we need. But again, another player that's kind of gotten a little bit too greedy and just doesn't really think things through. He wants to be doing all this fancy shit when he should be getting back to basics. Antony's best thing he could do was get back to basics. Get your basics down to a point where you're impossible to get through. Like he should be dancing around defenders, and he's not. They've got him figured out mentally. They've got his game. It's sad. Brittany Blake was only a heel wrestler to wrestle against Taya Valkyrie. Yeah, it's true. They didn't really bring her in for a whole lot there, Bobby. So I haven't had a chance to really witness her independent career much. So there's probably some better stuff out there. I just have to check it out. Again, time restraints between running channels and editing and all that kind of crap. It's hard for me to keep up. So I look to someone like you, Mr. Bobby Stats, to give me those kind of facts so I can know what to go looking for. All right, man, you throw him back into play here now. I can't even see. People calling for a foul. Don't know if it was a foul. A little bit soft for a foul. Throw in, though. We'll take it. And then apparently we're just going to kick it right over the line in panic. What the hell was that? That was garbage. That was so rubbish. Why would you do that? That's like schoolyard level bullshit right there. Wow. I think Fernandez is the only one who genuinely busts his heart out trying for United. The right balance of textbook creativity and risk. He's always given it his absolute best. He's very, very animated with his frustrations and everything. I don't know if it helps, especially because the media is going to pick him apart anytime they see that shit. They see it and they want to focus in on all the bad at United, and they'll take any little tiny piece they can. But yeah, Fernandez obviously definitely pours his heart and soul into it. It's just, again, there needs to be a connection there. I mean, once he gets into that position and can start connecting properly with a guy like Ol'Ed, and they can get some of these guys on the wing that are, less focused on getting their own goals and more focused on service to our young striker, I think that United could have a good, solid front line. So curious to see where it goes. If, once it gets clicking eventually. Again, a lot of these players haven't had a lot of time working with each other. Ol'Ed comes in from a completely different league. He's got players he's never played for before. He's got a whole these different things, and he's expected just overnight, like magic, turn it around for the team. I mean, I like Ol'Ed. I like the goals he got in the Champions League. His goals in the Premier League are coming. Once he gets that, he's got it coming. Going to Bobby here for a second. Janai Kai to defend the MLW Featherweight Championship against Hyper Misto at Kings of Coliseum. Crazy. I don't know who Hyper Misto is. Tell me a little bit more about Hyper Misto, Bobby. You got my attention. I like Janai Kai a lot. Kind of curious who is this person they're feeding to her. Some of his chips are up there with Tiger Woods. Fantastic. Oh, no. Get it out of there. Jeez, Onana. I mean, keeps it out, but just barely. Oh, Liverpool were lurking there. This is getting dangerous. But on the plus side, 15 minutes into the match and we haven't been scored on. So let's look for the silver lining. But Onana, what the hell, dude? What the hell? Bobby mentioned that Hyper Misto is a TJPW wrestler in Japan and is a complete babyface. And I think that's where Mayu Yamashita came from, if I'm not mistaken, as well, too, Bobby. So, yeah, that would be great. Looking forward to more of that Japanese influx into the major leagues of wrestling, especially for January the 6th, where you're going to be able to watch the MLW tailgate watch party with myself and Papa Smokes on January the 6th there. So make sure that you tuned in for that. Also trying to work it out with Papa Smokes, see if we can do that Christmas Eve get together here on the channel later that night for that MLW show that's going on there, where Hammerstone and Fatu are going to go round 3 with each other. She's from Tokyo, Joshi Pro Wrestling, like Makihiro and Mayu Yamashita. Hey, they've had nothing but great success with who they brought in from there so far. So keep that train rolling, MLW. Keep that rolling. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that card on Christmas Eve there, Bobby. I think even if Papa Smokes can't do that one, I might even hop on here and do a bit of a watch along of that one that night. Because why not? I mean, I'll be 3 sheets to the wind for sure by that point in time, because Christmas Eve is my day to shine when it comes to sucking back the old beers and whatever other alcoholic beverages I can get my hands on. I do stay sober on Christmas because we drive out of town and we do come back that same evening, so I don't want to do anything with drinking and driving, because that's wrong. I don't do that shit, and I don't condone it either. Yo! It's Matt with 1T. It's the 1T right there, Doltreve Gaming. How are you doing, brother? Good to see you. How's life been treating you? Happy holidays. We were gonna get a hold of you guys very soon. I'll try to text you later today or tomorrow for sure. We're thinking about seeing what your schedule is like over the next couple of weeks. Maybe we should get together, hang out, celebrate the holidays or something like that. Are you guys going anywhere for the holidays? Or are you sticking around town? Let me know. Guys, every time I turn my head to the damn game, Liverpool's got a free kick or a corner kick or something going on. Bobby saying it's because Janai Kai has wrestled at Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling as well before. I'm glad that connection is there. They're bringing in top quality professionals from over there, Bobby, and I love seeing it. It's a lot of names I don't normally get to see. So one of my favorite things about MLW is that fusion to blend. Go to Jen's parents. Okay. What day are you guys leaving, and when do you get back? Because we don't, for us, a couple things going on, but nothing crazy anyway. As usual, Christmas Day will be at the wife's mom and dad's place, and yeah, we'll just be there that evening. Other than that, pretty much kicking around home. A little bit of a shutdown at work there for the holidays. So, 22nd, and should be back on the 26th. Okay, I will. I'll reach out to you guys once you're back there for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna say safe travels and enjoy the time there too. But normally we'd be sitting there going, "Oh man, be careful on the roads here in Saskatchewan." But We're dreaming of a brown Christmas this year, buddy. It's looking pretty crazy out there. Not an ounce of snow. I mean, a little tiny sprinkle that we got from last night that'll be melted by this afternoon. Bobby's going to be home for Christmas too. Awesome. What you got? Anything in particular you've asked the big man in the red suit there for this year, Bobby? Anything that you're expecting under the Christmas tree? Curious to know. Definitely sounds like a plan. Yeah, my man. Yeah, definitely. We gotta get together, hang out again, for sure. You know, when they bought Andre Onana here to Manchester United, they talked all about how great he is with the ball at his feet, and yet still haven't quite seen it. He needs to get better with the ball in his hands. I mean, you're a goalkeeper. Start proving it. Jeez, Garnacho just goes over too easily. What a pushover that young man is. Oh, believe we do have a foul on the play here. One of the Manchester United's players are down. Nunez is arguing with the referee about it. Let's see the replay. Oh, it's Johnny Evans too. Johnny Evans looking like he's hurt. Bobby asked for Target gift cards and board games. Awesome. What board games do you like, Bobby? Kind of curious about that. Let me know what ones did you ask for? What are you expecting to get? And what ones do you enjoy playing? What are some of your favorites? Classic board games. Who doesn't love board games? I know that the wife and I love going over to see Doltreeve and his wife there, and we play some board games over there. We always play Seen It, some classic Seen It's. Those are always fun. Monopoly. Hey, I like Monopoly. Monopoly's a good game. Nothing like getting a real taste of being a really rich person that stomps all over the small people and lives in the higher 1% of the planet. Whoa! We just about had a fight break out there. That was looking a little ugly. Of course, yeah, never mind. Anthony just pissing people off because he can't play properly. They need to get him off the pitch and put something better quality on. I'm cool with Garnacho being on, but not so much Anthony. Wonder if you couldn't put Rashford in for Anthony and then swap him sides with Garnacho. I wonder how Garnacho would do on the opposing side. Scotty saying, I look forward to the dinner, turkey, ham, and all the trimmings, followed by drunken karaoke. Drunken karaoke would be a hit. Oh, man. Love when people get drunk and do karaoke. Such a bundle of fun. And turkey, ham, and all the trimmings sounds great, too. I believe, so when we go over to the in-laws' place, I think that we're making the turkey this year that we're bringing over, and there'll be other various different foods that everybody brings. We kind of do it like a bit of a potluck now, so everybody brings a little bit of something. Love me some stuffing and some like cranberry sauce and just everything, all the different salads and stuff that you can get. Love me the food. That's one of the best parts of the holidays. Bobby saying I'm looking forward to watching Richard Holiday wrestling at MLW Kings of Coliseum, taking on my man, the Beaumaye Fight Club leader, the suplex assassin, the champ himself, Mr. Alex Kane. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Richard Holiday come back too, but unfortunately, his debut is going to be a sad one because he's going to have to go up against the unstoppable champ, the unstoppable force of the Beaumaye Fight Club there, Bobby. All right. You know, to get your heads into this thing, but we are now, I believe, 23 minutes into the first half. Goal is still, so again, let's take that silver lining. We haven't been scored on. Man U's made some mistakes, but so is Liverpool. So this is not a solid Liverpool performance at the moment here by any means. So let's take the silver lining. We have opportunity. We're not backed by a whole bunch of goals. We're not struggling here right now. We have a chance to make something of this. Bobby mentioning, I'm looking forward to having bacon and pancakes for breakfast on Christmas Day. Yeah. Yeah. Do I have the possession stats? That I can pull up for you right now, sir. Let's just see here. I thought I had the possession stats. Hold on. I can get them. We're looking at 66% possession for Liverpool at the moment, 34% for United. Liverpool with a shot on target, United no shots on target, but Liverpool have taken 9, United 2. Passes 136 for Liverpool, 78 for United, with a pass accuracy of 80% for Liverpool, 71% for United thus far. Only about one offside each so far in this matchup. Again, yeah, we haven't been scored on. Counter-attack is sometimes United's best bet. They got to catch Liverpool out on one of these opportunities and push forward. Yeah, Liverpool's dominating. It's just the way what they do. They're strong. United. The problem is United can't string a bunch of it together. Liverpool sit there and they hold it, they pass it, they hold it, they pass it. United get it, and it's like this flurry of like, let's just go, and they're too eager. Very too eager. Now, Kobe Manu going sloppy into a tackle, gets himself a yellow card. And Kobe Manu's been strong. He's been good for United. I like the young man. It's just that was a silly challenge. He slid from about a mile away pointlessly, misses the ball, and kicks the guy right in the shin. So that yellow card, well deserved. I mean, sadly. Bobby, who would you like to see wrestle against Jaap after the MLW Featherweight Championship 2024? I'm really hoping Becca comes back, Bobby. I really think that's the direction they need to go. I think Becca with the title run would be great. But again, Becca, do you bring her back as a baby face in order to do that? Or do you have heel versus heel? I know they're not ever opposed to that, but it doesn't always sell as well. You could almost go with a transitional champion of sorts and somebody. I don't know who. You could I really don't, but I would like to see Becca in that picture for sure. All right, Liverpool now trying to get back into the box, but well defended by United. They just need to clear it now. Nope, they clear it right to a Liverpool player. What? Come on, boys. Come on. Smarten up. At least Luke Shaw's on top of it. Oh, man. This is rough. But again, like I said, let's stay positive. Still 0-0. But Liverpool, here comes a stat. 7 corners for Liverpool with 0 for United so far. Do you tell who's been doing all the defending this match at the moment? Ball's played in. Eder. Onana gets a tip to it over the bar. Well, he stopped it. Let's have a look at the replay on that. Beautiful header. No, Onana perfectly in place. Well, actually, great stop by Onana. Again, I might not be sold on him, but when he's done well, he's done well. The things he's done well, I do enjoy. I'm just hoping that sooner rather than later, Onana will, wake up and we'll see more of that. Because again, the hardest thing for this guy is to be brought in for the amount of money he was in place of David De Gea, who was a fan favorite. And De Gea, for, his slight flaws, wasn't letting as many goals as Onana is in at all. So you're going to face those criticisms. And again, the hard thing is that now, because he's facing those criticisms, it feels like Onana is in his own head. And somebody needs to get him out of that headspace and get him playing like he has before when he was at places like Ajax. Just about at the 30-minute mark of the first half here at Anfield. Onana plays it out, plays it really far forward, but again, kind of just into empty, well, not into empty space, but into too many Liverpool defenders at the moment. Now Liverpool gains control back, and now we're on the defense. Johnny Evans keeping a very close eye on the situation, but he gets beat. Get to you in just 1 second here, Bobby. Just kind of in the middle. Yeah, okay, ball got played out. There we go. I think I got a second. I'd like to see Big Swole and Zeta Steel and Steph DeLander wrestle for the MLW Featherweight Championship. All very big possibilities. Again, I think Steph DeLander needs to be champion eventually, depending on how long they've got her there for. I mean, like, it could be a short run. I'm not sure. Still haven't seen much of her in the ring so far for them. Zeta Steel, I think, has been a good get for the company, and I think someone that they could definitely consider to be in that picture. Is Big Swole coming back or coming in at some point there, Bobby? Or are you just hoping that Big Swole is going to end up over in the MLW side? All right, Onana, place this one somewhere proper, my man. Telling everybody to go long. Plays it right to the front, just over Hoyland's head. And now again, back out. And is that oh no, Manu ball. Manu throwing. Good thing. I was just going to say, and once again, now we're going to be defending against Liverpool, the Liverpool counterattack. Every single time that Onana's played that long ball so far, it's resulted in it being returned for a Liverpool counter. Maybe rethink what you're doing. Oh, okay. This is. I thought they just played a good ball in, but looks like Garnacho was offside or something. That or they called him for a foul. Again, I don't have the audio on because I don't want to risk it coming through on the stream and us getting banned for anything. So I don't have the audio playing. Just hoping for MLW to bring in Big Swole and Allison K. I especially want them to bring in Allison K. I think that would be a great get for MLW, Bobby. You know that I'm a fan of Allison K's, that we often will raid her channel after a lot of the streams here on our local establishment. So any day, Allison K. Scotty, if you're still with us in the chat, want to know your top 5 Manchester United players all time. Your top 5 favorites of all time. Yeah, you gonna say good morning to everybody, Jade? You gonna come sit with me? Say hi. See, hello world. All right, let's watch. You watching the game, or are you just gonna uncomfortably try to get away from me? Liverpool on the counter again here. Bobby mentioning that Shelton Benjamin to come to MLW and wrestle against Alex Kane or Richard Ol'Ed. I really want Shelton Benjamin, even if just one time, to come in for a spot against Alex Kane. That would be phenomenal. I know that Alex Kane mentioned on one of our shows here that would be a dream match for him. And now that the possibility is there, I would love to see MLW with some of this new lawsuit settlement money that they're getting from the WWE to use that to bring Shelton Benjamin in, even if just for a one-off match with Alex Kane. Liverpool keeps stringing nice things together, and then they just they fold a little bit inside the box on the attack today. I don't know what it is. They should, if they were a little bit more aggressive, Man United would be having a much tougher day right now. Because again, Man United can't put more than 3 passes together at the moment. They can't keep the ball on the ground for very long. They're getting pushed off the ball by a stronger Liverpool team right now. It's a sad state of affairs, unfortunately. Bob wants to know, how about Alex Kane wrestling against New Japan Pro Wrestling talent? Hey, I'm always down for more of those talents coming in and working, especially with the champions. Oh man, so now Sofian got a yellow card as well too. Well, let's just rack them up, boys. What's 2 yellow cards within 34 minutes of the game? It's not like it's a big deal. I don't know if there was much in that. Not as much as they were making that out to be. I think that was a little bit soft on the yellow. But yeah, Alex Kane against New Japan Pro Wrestling talent, Bobby. I'm 100% on board. Who would you like to see from New Japan Pro Wrestling, if possible, come in to work with Alex Kane? Liverpool with another free kick here inside the United half. Sends it in, defended out by Man United, but picked up again by Liverpool. But Gravenbach sends it back out. I don't know if there was a deflection there or not. Trying to wait for the replay. Yeah, it might be a corner. Is it? Yep, that's a corner. Defended out by United again. So it wasn't Gravenbach or Gravenberg or whatever his name is. He didn't actually send it out. His shot was good. But yeah, for as well as Liverpool are playing, they're still scoreless. They can't buy a goal at the moment. And I hope that they can't buy a goal for the rest of the match. Because again, all United need is one. This would be the day for Højlund to just surprise the world. This would be the greatest time, would be for him to pop 1 or 2 goals in today. And that'd be all United need to take a win that we haven't got in a long ass time. And that's one at Liverpool in Anfield. I would not want to be someone outside of that Anfield Stadium today if Man United actually pull off the victory. There's going to be some PO'd fans. All right, Bobby's got for us Alex Kane versus Tomohiro Ishii and Jacob Fatu versus Jeff Cobb. Both would be solid. Jeff Cobb's a solid dude. Like that guy a lot. Got to work alongside him. I didn't really officially get to call his match. I've got the recording of it. It's on the Video Bros Network when he took on El Assassino and defended the Ring of Honor television championship at the time. So that if you check out the Video Bros Network, you can find that matchup, El Assassino versus Jeff Cobb for the Ring of Honor television championship. So I did get to film it that day, got to meet Jeff Cobb, one hell of a dude, really like him. Like his work too. United trying to defend this. This is just sloppy. Absolutely sloppy. It's just bad pass after bad pass. And yet Liverpool can't capitalize. Yeah, Liverpool's still taking strong control of this whole thing right now. Bobby saying, I like Tom Lawler's match against Wheeler Yuta. I still haven't watched it yet. I haven't got around to Final Battle just yet, Bobby. I did listen to the post show that we did here on the channel that was hosted by Astrid, Ed, and of course with their special guest, Kyle Sparks there. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go check that out. Wonderful things were talked about there that day. Kyle Sparks was an amazing guest. And of course, can't go wrong with Ed and Astrid hosting a show ever. Oh, Nana's being kept busy here, to say that much. I'm a huge Tom Lawler fan. Filthy Tom Lawler's fantastic, Bobby. I absolutely adore his work. Hope big things for Tom Lawler. Like that he's in MLW at the moment again, which is great. Can't go wrong there. Liverpool playing it back to their keeper. They're getting a little sloppy at the back there at the moment. Getting a little panicky. Don't know why. Liverpool now got possession. They're going to play the possession game again. Really making for a lackluster first half so far. Yeah, Liverpool almost looking like they're wanting to just possess this thing until the whistle goes for the first half at the moment. Man, you are trying to spring to life and go on the attack here, trying to put the pressure on now. But again, they got to watch with that pressure. We got two guys on yellow cards so far. Again, it becomes very risky when you go with that high pressure shot from Liverpool, stopped by Onana. Wow, Onana. Keep on your game so far, my man. I mean, you've looked a little jittery at first, but suddenly, Onana, you're putting some stuff together here that works. That even took a deflection. That took a deflection off the back of the United player defender's heel there, and Onana still got down and made that save. Fantastic. Great work from Andre Onana on that one in particular. Bobby saying during the triple threat match on MLW Fusion, Selena De La Renta sprayed something on Delmi Exo. Like, was it like a spray paint or was it something that kind of got her in the eyes or something like that, Bobby? Liverpool now back on the attack. Alexander Arnold into the center of the box, but defended out by Luke Shaw. Manchester United pick it up again, but again, nobody there to go with this. Garnacho had nobody. But Salah getting called, I think, for a foul on Garnacho. Scotty, if you're still around, do you partake in watching on Boxing Day the matches that happen as well too? Bobby mentioning it was like perfume. Okay, yeah. So the old spray in the eyes, burn the eyes type situation there. Classic heel wrestling type stuff. We're creeping closer to the end of the first half here. First half's going to be coming to an end very, very shortly. And then I will take a short break, not a long break. When I say a break, I won't be offline or anything like that. No. I'll just be taking a quick breather away from the desk here. But I'll be back for the second half of the game as well too, and as well as more of your topics. So I'm gonna give you an opportunity to grab another drink, anything like that, here in a short bit. As we're coming to the close, 44th minute now of the first half. Of course, 45 minutes plus stoppage time. Don't know what kind of stoppage time this referee is going to call for, seeing as there hasn't really been much in the way of stoppage. It's been a pretty continuous match at the moment. Bobby saying, I'm thinking this could lead towards a match. Yeah, well, I mean, Selena technically been in the ring now, so I think that is a very strong possibility, Bobby. I wouldn't be surprised, actually. That's a good call. But yeah, we are 2 minutes of stoppage is what the referee has called for here in the first half of Manchester United versus Liverpool. Still a 0-0 game. Nobody managing to get the advantage thus far. See if anything happens right before the halftime whistle here. But looking like we're going to go into the second half scoreless, as we got about 90 seconds left here before the referee's whistle for the end of the very first half here at Anfield between Manchester United and Liverpool. And again, as always, I want to thank everybody who has been tuning in here today. Appreciate the support and you joining me on these Sundays here on the channel. As you'll see, there's that ticker down below. And that's everything our local establishment, OLE podcasts, whether it be our social media, Twitch, YouTube. We are all over the place, as well as currently broadcasting on my personal Twitch channel, Video Bro _ Bobby Munson. So we are simulcasting on Video Bro Bobby Munson, OLE Podcasts, our local establishment on Twitch and on YouTube side of things. But if you want to check out what I've got going on or what any of the other great contributors here at the channel have going on, you're going to want to check out the different OLE channels and that ticker down below, which is going to tell you where you can find us. As right now, getting very, very close now. Liverpool picking up a yellow card, finally. And Sofian down on the ground, complaining. He might have got clipped, though, pretty good there. Don't know that he got clipped in the face like he's trying to sell, though. I don't know. I think he was looking for that. I think he was looking for it. Hate to say it, but yeah, Liverpool should be at least 2 goals up, Scotty. It's pretty crazy. They have dominated everything except for the ability to finish. And Onana has actually been stopping them today. Right now, I'd say in this first half, crazily enough, Onana's been United's best player. That has not been said all season. Bobby, you want to know who my pick is to win the Royal Rumble matches on January the 27th? Well, sir, I have a sneaking suspicion now that CM Punk's back in the company that they could go that direction. I would have wanted it to be Gunther, but I don't think that that's going to happen. Sounds like they're locking him in on Gunther versus Brock as a possibility for WrestleMania. So I can imagine it's either going to be, it's probably going to be CM Punk. Let's not kid ourselves. CM Punk or Cody Rhodes again, but we'll have to wait and see. That's coming up on the women's side of things. Geez, who knows? Who knows, Bobby? You want big competition for someone like Rhea. You got to have somebody win the Royal Rumble. I don't know. Maybe they bring back an AJ Lee or somebody like that, and AJ Lee and CM Punk win the Royal Rumbles simultaneously on the same night. It could be possible. But Bobby, hold those thoughts and come up with some more to think about, because I'm going to be back in just a few minutes. We're going to take a short break as we are in halftime here with Manchester United versus Liverpool. I got to take a quick little break, and I'll be back with you guys here shortly. See you soon. All right, and I am back here. The second half hasn't started yet, but that's okay. I'm here to hang out with you guys until this is all said and done. So back here with Point of View, if you have any comments, questions, or anything like that, any topics that you want to talk about, then let me know in the comments section. Bobby saying, I'm thinking Bailey wins the Royal Rumble match and Becky Lynch wins the Women's Elimination Chamber matchup. Interesting picks for sure, Bobby. Scotty saying, when I was young, I loved Sergeant Slaughter, the Legion of Doom, and Papa Shango. I don't know many wrestlers. Scotty, funny stories about this. Sergeant Slaughter follows me on Twitter. Don't have anything to add to the Legion of Doom other than fantastic team. Papa Shango, or who he later became the Godfather, was at a local wrestling show here in my province, and myself and my one of my fellow video bros went down to the show to check it out. So we're sitting there ringside as he comes out as the Godfather, does his little speech and everything like that, and he comes back to his merch table, and this was a show where there wasn't very many people at it, sadly. So he goes back to his merch table, and nobody's going over there. Nobody seems to be interested in picking up merch from him, sadly. So he comes up, and all of a sudden the first match has started, and I get this tap on my shoulder. He's like, hey, my man, and he checks out my shirt. I had a Slipknot shirt. He goes, oh, what's up, dude? I love Slipknot. He's like, you mind if I sit here with you and your bro and watch the matches? And I'm like, yeah, take a seat, man. Like, here we are, Charles Wright, a.k.a. Papa Shango, a.k.a. Kama Mustafa, a.k.a. the Godfather, asking to sit down with me and my bro ringside to watch some of the local wrestling matches. Just such a cool experience. So, of course, Basser, my other video bro there, snaps a photo of the three of us just sitting ringside watching some local independent wrestling matches here in the province. So, yeah, kind of a fun little story when it comes to Papa Shango. And I loved watching him as Papa Shango. I really enjoyed the Papa Shango character. Yeah, man, yeah. It's crazy things happen. I mean, I work partially in professional wrestling in a sense, so I do commentary for professional wrestling. I've done for about 7 years now. It's kind of how I started getting into streaming and broadcasting in a sense. So I got involved with professional wrestling. I do filming. I have a team behind me. We film the matches for Prairie Pro Wrestling right now. Did it for High Impact Wrestling previously, and then do commentary over top of them. We release matches every Saturday on the Prairie Pro Wrestling YouTube channel. So that was where my involvement's been. So that's why I've met certain wrestlers. I've spent time with them. I also used to meet them as a kid when they come through town here in Saskatoon. They would always stop at the hotel where my mom worked, so she'd get us to go hang out there for the day, and we got to meet all sorts of kinds of wrestlers. We got to hang out with Luda Vachon the one time when we were kids. It was an absolute blast. Bobby saying would like to see would you like to see the Godfather at PPW? Bobby, sure. I want to see anybody who is touring and taking an opportunity to be around, lending their name and recognition to Prairie Pro Wrestling. I'm happy to see them come in. The biggest issue that we have is a lot of people they'll shell out the money to bring people in at whatever cost. We are a little bit more cautious because we're a very niche market. We don't have an arena we can sell 1,500 plus 2,000 tickets to. Like, we're very small, we're very niche, and we don't charge a whole lot for our ticket pricing. So we want to assure that we don't try to overspend on trying to get people in. Now, with somebody like in the case of Amir Jordan, it worked out very, very well for us because Amir was doing a Canadian tour at the time. So he was coming through with the same crew that we had coming in from the Alberta area. So he was able to hop in the vehicle and come in. It didn't cost us as much as it would if you had to bring somebody in through an air flight, put them up in a hotel, anything like that. So when we can take those opportunities like we did with an Amir Jordan, we definitely would. So if the Godfather or anybody else had those opportunities within Canada, I would love to see them come in and work Prairie Pro Wrestling. Scotty, I liked him because hold on here. The character reminded me of the Voodoo Bond villain. Yeah, I love the Voodoo Bond villain as well too, and it was so much on par with that. So much on par. So it's been great. If we had LPW Wrestling, we share a lot of talent with Love Pro Wrestling at Prairie Pro Wrestling with Bobby. So we some of the crew that go out to Love Pro Wrestling actually are from our area. So I don't know how much of their recent stuff you've watched, but especially like if you've seen your LS Casinos, Riley Cruz, Morris Waltz, who's been out there, those are all directly from Saskatchewan, in particular with Morris Waltz and Riley Cruz being graduates of the Prairie Pro Wrestling Academy itself. Outside of that, a lot of the crew that work there are from that area. Like Sheik Akbar Shabazz is our champion at Prairie Pro Wrestling. He works for Love Pro Wrestling. We've got the likes of Barack Arani. We've got Jack Pride. We've got Zoe Seger. We've got TFA Taryn from accounting. So like the list goes on. Son of Irish, again, another one that when the crew was looking for names for us to bring in, to Prairie Pro Wrestling, I had said, I'm like, we should have a look at talking to Son of Irish. And I put Son of Irish's name forth because I knew that he was a young up and comer that was really starting to excite crowds with his quick pace, high flying athleticism. And I knew that he was an outstanding person as well too. So recommended him, got him contacting the right people here for us. And we made it work, which it's been great. So I think in those connections, again, like you look at your Michael Richard Blaze, we have the Rhinestone Cowboy. Rhinestone Cowboy is about as over as you can be with our crowd here in Saskatchewan. People particularly come for the Rhinestone Cowboy here in Saskatoon. In fact, we have a whole section of fans that buy the VIP section, and they insist that they get the opportunity to have a big group photo with the Rhinestone Cowboy after his matchup when he comes walking through that particular area. So it's always great to see. Always great. And all good people too, man. Like you hear the horror stories about pro wrestling backstage and what it can be like, some of the atmosphere and everything like that. But there isn't that animosity or anything like that going on behind the scenes at PPW. It's a crew that get along. We have fun. But we take it serious at the same time. We're not out there goofing around in the ring. Our wrestlers are all very good trained professionals. Our bookers are top-notch people booking the shows and putting them together and making sure that the quality of what we're putting out in the ring matches the vibe that we're going for. We're not looking to have goofy, silly stuff all the time. We do the odd kind of silly, fun thing for the audience every once in a while, like we do with our gimmick battle royal that we do in October. But outside of that, we do try to take our wrestling portion of it quite seriously as much as possible. Bobby mentioning I recently watched Paul Burchill match on NW. Paul Burchill, the pirate Paul Burchill is on NWA Power. That's fantastic. I remember Paul Burchill on SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken, quite a ways back. Didn't know the pirate Paul Burchill was still kicking around there. Scotty saying, I liked Mick Foley too. So creative and daring with all of his characters. Never forget him falling off the cage against The Undertaker. I wasn't into wrestling, but I think the whole world heard of that event. Yeah, again, there's those certain moments in professional wrestling, whether you're a fan or not, that you're going to hear about, you're going to see clips of forever, and that being one of them. Foley was a guy who thought about the entertainment level first before he thought about his own safety. And sometimes that can go a little too far in professional wrestling. Mick Foley, he made those moments count. He really did. He's paying the price for them later on in life because of his body has got to be killing him. I don't know any wrestler whose body isn't killing them after putting years in the business, but Mick Foley in particularly with falls and bumps like that. People talk about how wrestling is staged, it's fake and stuff like that. I've been in the training sessions. I've taken a training camp before. Not that I'm trained to be a wrestler. Let's make that correct. I've done certain things, but I've never taken a full enough training to put a whole match together or be trusted with that kind of stuff. I can take bumps. I can do certain things. I've taken back body drops. I know how certain things go together. It's just, again, there's a big leap between knowing certain basics and actually knowing how to wrestle. So, for me, it's kind of one of those things that even so, it's like, it hurts. Even just taking a back bump hurts. So imagine when you do that from an elevated position. So you get back body drops or you're coming off the top rope. Those back bumps hurt like something else. the ropes. I mean, people always underestimate what the ropes are. The ropes on a wrestling ring legitimately are a steel cable, and they are wrapped with an electrical tape until you get them as thick as they are to look like an actual rope when it's not a rope. But yeah, no, so that's the rope. So again, when you run the ropes for the first time, or when you're still new to it and you're coming off of it, a lot of the times it will heavily bruise your rib cage when you hit those ropes. And I've even known a few guys to have broken ribs when they first did it. Favorite Foley character for me was Mankind. I know that I should be saying Cactus Jack because he had such legendary stuff prior to his run in WWE. I just think he took the Mankind character to whole new levels and gave a very, very unique adversary to the Undertaker at the time. And that I was such an Undertaker fan that I loved when we could get a good adversary for him, especially one that had longevity like Mick did with Mankind, or just in general that Mick did because of how damn good he was. Bobby, on NWA, they're calling him Burchell. Oh, glad he's still able to use the name. Glad WWE didn't buy that name and make it so he could never use it again, seeing as it's, I'm assuming that's his actual legitimate name. We are kicked off for the second half, though. Manchester United versus Liverpool. Hopefully, we can spark some life into the attack side of things for Manchester United, or even into the possession game would be nice. But right now, Liverpool on the attack in the Manchester United half. Manchester United throwing bodies at it to try to defend this thing out. But, we got a long ways to go. We need to do something. We need to get a counterattack here in our favor very, very soon. Dude Love was funny. Dude Love was comical for sure. It was a side of Foley that nobody would expect to see. And of course, the nice tie back to the fact that that's what he tried to portray when he was younger before he got properly trained into professional wrestling. That was his original genius idea for a character. But there was some very, very funny moments with Mick Foley as Dude Love. And I found it interesting. Mick is such a good writer too. So him writing the books that he has and everything, it makes very interesting. His very first one, For All Mankind, which is his autobiography at the time, was fantastic. Love it. I liked watching Colby Carino matches on NWA. I'm a fan of his work. Carino's got some good shit, man. Yeah, Carino's good. And Liverpool just about got through our defense here, but now it's out looking like it's going to be another Liverpool set piece. But damn it, like, we just cannot get control of this game at all to save our lives. Oh no, okay, never mind. That was out by Liverpool. I could have sworn United sent that out. But again, playing a long ball and we're not playing it properly. This is so detrimental. Every time we play the long ball, Liverpool pick up possession. So why do we continue to play the long ball? United need to tighten it up. Play the short passes. Pass and move. Pass and move. They're not understanding that. They're just hoofing it down to the other end of the pitch, hoping that somebody will get on it and be able to run in for a goal. But Liverpool's defense are too sharp for that. And it hasn't worked yet. So why keep it up? Maybe change it up. Put them off their game. They're used to what United's been doing in the first half. Try something new for a bit. And then when they don't expect it, play that long ball, because they'll let their guard down, because they'll expect that short play, that pass and move play. Now get them on that mentality, and then have the right player with the mentality go, now's the time. Release the long ball now. He's still NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. Thanks. Yeah, there's just absolutely no attack against Liverpool right now. United just sitting off even. Not even making an attempt to go in. Now Liverpool back on the attack. Liverpool coming down the left flank of them in the United half. Playing it towards center. Oh, trying to tee up at the top of the box. Manchester United all over it. Play is sent back out. Scotty saying, as I said, not a wrestling fan, but I admire how wrestling communities raise so much for charities, but also making wishes come true for kids, especially for Make-A-Wish foundations. But not even just the pros, but even the amateurs making lives better with their tip. You know what? And, we just did our show at the start of December there. And every time we do a December show, Scotty, for Prairie Pro Wrestling here locally, we set up part of a toy drive for kids who kids in need around the holidays. So we get all those toys and they get donated to families that aren't able to give their kids the kind of Christmas that others can. So we do that on the Prairie Pro Wrestling side, but the company I work for, my shoot job that I do Monday through Friday, we also do a lot of charitable stuff as well too. And we had put together, I think it was around 60 bags of general hygiene, some money, some non-perishable foods, different winter clothing and stuff like that we took down to the homeless shelter in Saskatoon and donated those. We've also got some schools that we adopt as well too. So we do a lot of charity work for a couple of the struggling schools here in the area for kids that are, going through problems or their families just are having a tough time. We're there all year round. We do like a bit of a big brother, big sister program with them. We go, and I've done a couple of times serving at the schools for their charitable lunches as well too. So love being able to be involved with charity work, whether it be from the professional wrestling side or from my professional job as well too. I really love giving back and seeing smiles on other people around the holidays or all year even. NWA have been showcased a Canada wrestler named Taylor Rising. NWA also had my boy Mo Jabari recently too, Bobby. I don't know if you saw Mo Jabari over there, but I know Mo. Ed, if you want to come in, come on in. Like when you see The Undertaker turning up to a Sword. It's really good of you guys making the difference. Well done. As we welcome Ol'Ed, Ed Fries. How are you doing, Ed? How's your Sunday going?
So far, so good. I figured I would... Oh, hold on. I just wanted to make myself a little bit bigger so I'm on the bottom of the screen. I'm doing good. I figured I had a couple minutes after running some errands, so I figured I'd stop in and chit-chat with you. I put on the soccer.
Yeah.
They're playing with a yellow ball.
It's rocking and rolling over on the side here. Bobby said he did see Mo Jabari on NWA Power against Colby Garino. Mo Jabari is one of the first guys I got to talk to and work with in the industry, Bobby. About 7 years ago, Mo Jabari, at the time known as Kid Chocolate, was one of the first ones to kind of backstage say, hey, come here, let's have a chat and get to know me a little bit and teach me as much as he could anyway. So we got Scotty saying hello to you, Ed, there. Scotty, new to the channel, has been joining in this whole time over from Ireland, originally from Manchester.
I'm just an ugly American who likes to piss Bobby off by calling it soccer.
I live with it. I mean, I live in North America. I'm used to it. So yeah. I just grew, my family being English, I knew it was football. It was always football. You didn't say anything otherwise when we were actually at the house. So.
No, well, I mean, the team that my people own, and I'm from Boston, for those that are unaware, I'm from Boston. So obviously, our ownership group of the Boston Red Sox are the ownership group that owns Liverpool, if I remember correctly. The Henry group should own Liverpool. At least they did for a while. They may not currently.
Yeah. Scotty, awesome. Thank you so much for the sub as well, too. Really, really do appreciate you not only being here and chatting here today, but following and subscribing as well. Really means the world. Call it soccer in Ireland. Yeah, it's called soccer most places. It's football. Football has been lessened in what it's been called, but in England especially, you do not use the word soccer. Soccer's like the no-no word in England, and there's not very many no-no words in England. But we have Gaelic football.
Speaking of Gaelic football, I have a friend of mine, a really close friend named Allie, who absolutely adores the time that she gets to play playing Gaelic football. So I've been learning a bit about it. It seems like an interesting sport.
Nice. I honestly, that's the first time I've heard of it. I'll have to check into it.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, it's got elements of soccer, it's got elements of football, it's got elements of both football and football, if you want to put it that way. And a little bit of rugby thrown into. It's interesting.
Nice. So you got to be tough to play it then. That's what you're saying.
You do. You do indeed.
Those rugby players, I mean, they got to be the only human beings on the planet that there's a head and then a rectangle of a body and then two legs.
Well, look at Ridge Holland.
True.
If you want to know what a okay, and he says it is, but check out hurling. Yep, hurling as well. Same idea. Well, similar idea, slightly different.
But yeah, why don't you tell everybody a little bit more about what you got going on later tonight on the channel here, and with the Marvel Talk series?
Yeah, so at one point we decided to, during the middle of the strike, when we knew we were going to be having issues going into the strike, we had decided to come up with an idea of doing what we called the MCU rebound, because it's been tough to be able to talk entirely positively about a lot of the things that Marvel's doing lately. A lot of the things have been very iffy lately. I enjoyed almost all of them. Widely considered Secret Invasion, something I really enjoyed, was widely considered to be one of the worst things that Marvel's done in a while. So we decided to go back to the glory days of Marvel at the very beginning of the MCU. So we're going to do our MCU rebound, where we go back and in order, we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly as far as it is concerned with the MCU. So we're starting with Iron Man 1 tonight, the 2008 Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr., where I'm going to bring into it that Merrill Lynch, and I have the actual file from Merrill Lynch from the SCC, where they talk about how they gave Marvel $525 million to start producing their own movies. However, because they had already... I love Loki. We both absolutely love Loki. If you look on our channel, you can see all of the episodes that were reviewed in real time. We reviewed all the episodes for Loki. They're already here for season 2. We didn't have a chance to do season 1. But we are going to be going back, and depending how long things work, yeah, we're hoping to get all the way back to the beginning, to where we started reviewing stuff for the MCU. But yeah, and the different characters, when Iron Man went into production, Ant-Man went into production as well. And Ant-Man came out vastly after Iron Man, and it feels a lot like Iron Man because they were both being developed at the exact same time. And when Edgar Wright had his issues with Marvel in terms of the movie, that's what delayed Ant-Man from being made for so long. So yeah, we're looking to have a little bit of fun.
And speaking of fun, Barry Monkey saying hello. I'm amazed you don't call curling slippy bowling or something like that.
I love curling, by the way. Anybody who wants to shit on curling, you're gonna have to deal with me first, because while I'm not a Canadian, it is my favorite Olympic sport of all. There is no sport I enjoy more than a good curling match.
Yeah, I have no problem with curling. Curling can be fun to watch. I've played it sporadically in gym classes and various times here with different groups in the province. I'm not bad at curling because I find it's kind of like shuffleboard or long darts or anything else where the idea is to get your thing, your piece closest to the center as you can. So I think even bocce ball, I came down to a training in Chicago years ago, and they brought us to this kind of bowling alley / bocce ball center, and we got to play bocce ball, and everyone kept going to me like, "Hey Canada, why are you doing so well?" I'm like, "Well, this is like curling but on grass." Pretty much.
Yeah, curling is a fun and interesting sport that I thoroughly enjoy, even though I don't fully understand all the little rules. I understand enough of it to really get an enjoyment out of it. Yeah, Doctor Strange is a really good one. Again, underrated. So here's the thing. Can we go to the next comment? Sorry, I don't have.
Yes, we can. Yeah, that's my buddy Doltrieve.
Wouldn't the first MCU movie be The Incredible? It technically came out a few months after Iron Man. Yeah, the Edward Norton MCU movie is actually technically a few months after, because the end credit scene. I'll spoil this for anybody who hasn't. And if you haven't, wait, oh god, I'm spoiling something that old. The end credit scene from that includes Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man going to General Ross. So Iron Man has to technically take place beforehand, because they already have Robert Downey Jr. currently in place as the post-credit scene for that movie.
Nice. Barry saying sports involving no fast movement. I like as well. No, Barry clearly not a hockey fan at all.
I mean, so here's the thing about this: people underestimate the ability that curlers need to be able to do what they do. It doesn't look like it's fast, but when if anybody's seen Cool Runnings, walking and running on ice without skates is a vastly hard thing to do. And you have to be able to move quickly enough because that stone does move about 4 to 5 miles per hour, depending on what level of curling you're dealing with.
Yep.
Oh, we got a soccer player who might have been shot. So hold on, we got to wait and see if he's okay.
He's shaking it off. He'll get the magic spray that they spray on their legs, and then suddenly they're back to life. Barry Monkey saying, I think that Incredible Hulk film should be disowned and buried.
I mean, he's not wrong. It is vastly considered my least favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. But since it's now on Disney Plus, it's something we're going to include. We weren't going to include it originally, but the fact that it's now on Disney Plus, we're going to include it.
Yeah. Isn't Iron Man significant because he said to the world he was a hero?
One of the reasons. It's one of the reasons why Iron Man is significant. Yeah, there's a lot of fun we're going to go into about Iron Man tonight. A lot of fun facts that I've found. There's a show I watch on YouTube. I think it's, hold on, I'm going to look up the name. But he does like complete retrospectives of different things. And he has a video series called The Complete Retrospective of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it is absolutely fantastic where he breaks down the actual news stories. It's called Prime's Theater. And he put out there, he finds his research and he pulls up his things that Iron Man was only allowed to be the first MCU movie to be made because there was a film with New Line Cinema that had gotten the rights to Iron Man and the movie fell through. And so Marvel picked it back up after it fell through. And that's how the MCU got to start with Iron Man. Because they had already sold the rights to Spider-Man and to Sony. They had already sold the X-Men to Fox. They had sold the Fantastic Four to Fox.
Yep.
The Hulk was with Universal at the time. And Blade was with New Line Cinema. Because everybody forgets that Blade is technically a comic book character.
Yeah. So, without completely exposing it to anybody who might still want to watch it, what was your thoughts on the end credit scene at the end of the Marvels?
I thoroughly enjoyed the end credit scene for the Marvels. I think it puts out a very interesting point. It's tying everything back up for what we're about to see. It's the one thing in that movie that's going to make the whole thing full circle, which I thought was a positive for this movie, is they treated the movie like its own piece of movie thing, where only the characters who were really in it were affected by it, and it will have lasting effects going on deeper with what we see going forward.
That's almost been one of the complaints, though, too, is that where the other films felt like a connected universe, this has felt a little bit more distant at the moment. Nothing has tied it together significantly enough like it had originally. Not saying it won't, just I know that there is a lot of complaints from people on that end of the fence.
Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoy the connected universe where everything is connected and it all kind of plays in. But sometimes that can ruin a movie. It's like Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man 3 got hindered by the fact that it had to make sure that it's setting up all of the Kang stuff and making sure that it incorporates Endgame and it incorporates this and it incorporates that. And the story got conflicted because they were trying to do too much. And I feel like the Marvels really did such a great job at being an hour-and-a-half movie full of fun. Not great, just fun. Like, you watch that movie and you just have fun in the cinema watching that movie. And I can't wait for it to come out on streaming because I think more people will understand just how fun this movie is when they get past that the 3 main characters are ladies. The 4 main characters, if you talk about the villain. So it's like, once you get past the lady of it all, it's a really, really good movie.
The one who plays Miss Marvel does fantastic, by the way.
Yes, Iman Vellani, wonderful Canadian.
And she also, I think, originally had applied to just be an extra in one of the Spider-Man films until they...
No, she had never done anything. So Iman Vellani's story is very interesting. Let's go to Barry's comment first before I start talking about Iman Vellani. I think for me, Iron Man might be the first superhero movie of any sort that wasn't a bit rubbish. Yeah, the first Iron Man movie is a stark change. I would say though that Batman Begins, I think technically, and especially the Dark Knight, which both predate Iron Man, I think do a much better job with that. I truly love the Christopher Nolan Batman versions. I think that is right now it is the epitome of Batman. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that one, but I think Christian Bale is the best combination of Bruce Wayne and Batman that I've seen. Really? I think others do Batman well or do Bruce Wayne very well, but I don't think anybody's really had a better connection to both sides of the character.
Bale's voice frustrated me when he was in the Batman suit. He sounded like a death metal singer when he was in the Batman suit.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Based on the people that they screen tested for that role, it's a hell of a lot better than the options they had.
Okay.
Because the second option was Killian. What's his name? Cillian Murphy.
Okay.
Cillian Murphy was one of the later options and ended up being put in that same movie as the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
I'll never forget being a young boy watching the very first Hulk episode where he gets angry fixing a tire. And yeah, like the old 70s Hulk thing is hysterically fun to watch. I thoroughly enjoy stuff like that. Yeah, I agree. Keaton is fantastic, but Keaton's Batman is everything else about the Keaton Batman universe is so movie, so 80s, 90s movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't feel real. Whereas Nolan did a very good job of, in my mind, of kind of grounding the whole Batman universe.
Well, but I mean, the big difference, you can make the argument that the world was more prepared and ready for it when Nolan did what he did at the time in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. A film like Batman done the way Nolan did wouldn't have played as well as what Tim Burton did.
I agree. And like I said, I think the first two Batman, as he says, Tim Burton is always a good combination working with Keaton. I agree. I think Michael Keaton and Tim Burton is a fantastic combination. And those two, the Keaton Batman movies are high on my list. But Keaton's just such a homely Batman, if I can say it that way. He's just so... Like I was pleasantly surprised with with Pattinson. Yeah. I did not think the sparkly vampire boy, going to be able to pull off Batman. And I think his Batman is very good. I don't like his Bruce Wayne, which is, like I said, where he kind of falls down. But I love his Batman. I think that, and by the way, that movie is a fantastically well done movie. And if you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix now. Go check it out. That brand new 3-hour, almost long Batman
Isn't it over? I thought it was more than 3.
I think it might be more than 3. I thought it was 2:45, 3. Maybe, it might be 15.
It's long. It's long. We went to it in theater. I thoroughly enjoyed it too. I mean, have we seen some of that storyline before? Yes, it's the setup story that we're kind of used to. We've seen a bit of it, but it did take it in some different direction. There's a reason it's 3 hours, because it had to flesh out some of the things we hadn't seen. There was a lot going on there. I almost think that it was servicing what will be a much stronger sequel.
And the Barry Keoghan Joker that was teased in that movie is going to be fantastic. Adam West is fantastic. I adore the Adam West 1960s Batman the Batman series Batman, because it's so camp, and camp has its place in a room all by itself. Adam West's Batman is on a shelf by itself, because that is so different from anything else, and nobody else could have done that, and nobody else will ever do it again.
Oh, how about Lego Batman?
He's fantastic. Like I know people give it shit, but he's just such. And I'm having a hard time thinking of the actor's name who does the Lego Batman. It's the guy who does the Lego movie, the Lego show.
It's Will Arnett. It's Will Arnett.
It's Will Arnett, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he has a fantastic Batman voice, and I think that the character that they've made for that. Oh, go.
No.
Yep. The Heath Ledger, may God rest his soul. That man died giving us a performance of Batman's Joker that will never be forgotten. You can say a lot of positive things and a lot of negative things about the Nolan series, and I agree with some of the people who have criticism of the Nolan series. The one thing you can't criticize is, even though the fans thought they missed the mark initially, they proved that Joker was superior. Also, I mean, Mark Hamill. Let's not discount Mark Hamill. The animated Joker with Mark Hamill is one of the best Joker voices in the world.
Mark Hamill rules. There's just no denying it.
Barry Keoghan doesn't live too far from him. He's going to be amazing. Trust me. I've seen some Irish movies he's done on TV. I agree. Like, we've seen a little bit of what's going to be his Joker. Like, he was in the original The Batman that Pattinson did. He will be in the sequel. So we're going to see more. I'm also very excited because they're doing the Court of Owls, supposedly, in the sequel as well. And I think the Court of Owls is a very underrated Batman story.
I also like the fact that
nobody has a better villain base than Batman. Like, and granted, nobody. Like, there's no superhero that can touch the villain base that Batman has. That rogues gallery, if you want to call it that, because it's an English term, but the rogues gallery for Batman is by far and away the greatest rogues gallery. And there are some oddballs in that set, but the ones that are primary are iconic for a reason.
Spider-Man would be a close second, but still not quite on Batman's level.
I'd almost say Superman is a close second. I think Superman and Flash. I think DC fleshes out their villains a whole lot better than Marvel does.
Sure. I think as far as Marvel goes, though, Spider-Man's got the best list of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. So Bobby brings up an interesting question. It'll be the last one. I'm going to jump out of here after we answer it.
For sure.
Who's our favorite Catwoman? Eartha Kitt. I mean, like, I kind of have to say Eartha Kitt. It's either Eartha Kitt or it's Zoe Kravitz. I think Zoe Kravitz did a really fun Catwoman in the new movie. We were talking again. I hate to keep going back to the same movie, but I thought Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman in the Batman is a very interesting and different take on the idea.
I like that. I'm still impartial to Michelle Pfeiffer because I love Batman Returns. I mean, is it a perfect performance? Maybe not, but I still love it.
We can all agree it's not Halle Berry.
Yeah, we can all agree on that for sure. Nobody else won any Razzie Awards for how bad they were.
No, I don't. I as much as I adore Doctor Who, he's not a superhero.
Yeah. Batman is politically driven, which makes it interesting, especially with a mortal hero. Yes, yeah, I agree with that.
The other thing about Batman is, and it's a point made to me by a lot of people, Batman is the first hero, like massive superhero, that could really be considered the villain in his own thing because of the fact that, ironically, he beats up on the mentally ill. Like, if you really want to get technical, all Batman does is beat up on mentally ill people the entire time. Because there's a reason why Arkham Asylum is where all the people that Batman defeats go. They all go to an asylum. They don't go to jail.
Don't treat my top 8 Batmans from best to worst are Keaton, Kevin Conroy for the voice, Bale.
Oh yeah, Kevin Conroy,
West, Pattinson, Kilmer, Clooney, and then Affleck in dead last.
I think I'd put Kilmer down there. Ooh, Uma Thurman as Ivy was always fun. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna head out. For those that want to check us out, please make sure to come check out Marvel Talk tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not, it will be on catch up on the YouTube side. If for those that don't catch it live, if you want to go ahead and drop some comments in there, definitely go ahead and do that. It'll be fantastic. And I'll see you all later.
Sounds good. Have a good rest of your day, Ed. Thank you for
All
stopping
right,
by.
buddy.
Cheers. All right. Bobby saying for me, it's Julie Newmar and Han Hathaway. Going back to this Manchester United game there for a moment, it is still 0-0, 74 minutes in, almost 75 minutes in. Manchester United have had a few flurries in front of net here, kind of putting Liverpool on the back end, but we'll see. It's close. It keeps going back and forth. Really not sure who's going to take this one. Rashford now is on the pitch, so I wonder if he can be a difference maker for Manchester United in this thing, as we're still, again, I'll take a tie versus a loss. I mean, another 7-0 thrashing is the exact thing. For the show, Scotty, so that one that Ed was talking about, if you want to tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, it's on the Our Local Establishment YouTube. And, well, the upload will go to YouTube after, I believe, but it's definitely live tonight at the Twitch side of Our Local Establishment. So if you check out Our Local Establishment on Twitch, you'll be able to find Ed and Andre with Marvel Talk later tonight, and coming up with some more episodes because they got What If going. Which Canadian wrestlers would I like to see in MLW in 2024? You know, I'm going to be not going to be impartial here, Bobby, because it's all Prairie Pro Wrestling's wrestlers. That's who I want to see there. I would love to see, you know, Sheik Akbar Shabazz. I'd love to see LS Asino. I'd love to see Michael Allen, Richard Clark go there. I'd love to see your Colton Kellys, your Son of Irishes, you know, your Jack Prides, any of them would be fantastic over in MLW. How about yourself, my friend? 76 minutes. Man, Liverpool were close on that one. Very close. Dangerously close. Jesus. The ball now played into the United box, but header after header keeps bouncing the damn ball up in the air. Get it out properly, boys. Clear it properly. Liverpool really trying to put the pressure on now. And a shot taken. Onana again with the safe hands. Keeps us with goalless in this one. All right, so just a heads up. I know, Scotty, you've been watching over on my personal channel, Video Bro Bobby Munson. I am going to raid Video Bro Bobby Munson's channel out over to Our Local Establishment's channel. So if you just bear with me, my friend, you will continue to see the show, but it's just going to take you from where you're currently at over to the main channel here for Our Local Establishment, just so that we can bring everybody collectively over to the one side of things. And that's, again, that's the same channel you're to be able to watch later tonight to catch Ed and Andre C. with Marvel Talk. So I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to see that there, that we've got the other channel going, rocking and rolling. It's just counting down right now, and then it's going to be raiding out momentarily. Ready to raid now. I believe the raid should have happened. Yes, it did. There we go. Raid has happened. So you should be over to the Our Local Establishment side of things. Oh, perfect. You're over on the new one. There we go, Scotty. Welcome over to the Our Local Establishment side of things here. Thank you for joining us over on this side. Bobby saying he would love to see Amir Jordan over in MLW. I would too, man. Amir Jordan does great work. And very welcoming, Scotty, over to the Our Local Establishment side. It's awesome. We got a whole lot of the UK crowd that come in and join us. Barry, Scotty, and everybody. I know that there's a massive time difference. It's later on in the evening there for you guys on a Sunday. So I do appreciate you guys spending your evening here with me. Just early afternoon here for me. Just barely broke 12 noon. So Mojibari, yes, he could be over in MLW too. Would love to see that. Love Mojibari. Great performer. Sean Moore is somebody who needs to be just about everywhere, Bobby, though. Sean Moore, one of the absolute best. Come on, United. Come on, United. Right at the top of the box. Let's get this. Put this away. Put this away. Don't lob soft balls into the... come on, guys. Put a shot in. Frustrating. Barry saying the match is over in the UK, finished 2-1. You're a funny man, Barry. Very funny man. Who would they finish 2-1 in favor of then, Barry? Because we still got 10 minutes left on the live viewing, as far as I'm concerned. I guess there's a tape delay or something like that I'm unaware of, that the last final 10 minutes plus stoppage time, especially with 3 goals. If there's 3 goals in this next 10 minutes, Barry, I'd imagine that nowadays, the way it works, there's going to be like 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes of stoppage time. Ridiculous amounts of stoppage time. Which Canadian wrestlers would we like to see work against Janai Kai for the MLW Women's Featherweight Championship? You get your names, Bobby, like someone like TFA comes to mind. I'm I'm just trying to think of some of the names. You'll tell me the names, Bobby. I know you will, and I'll agree with you on them because I for whatever reason I'm drawing a blank because I'm so laser focused with the last 10 minutes of this game going on, and we haven't been scored on yet, which is kind of a blessing in disguise. Barry says, "I don't care as long as Everton are still winning." Well, we can find that out. See where Everton's at here. You know what? Barry, Everton had a good weekend with a 2-0 victory over Burnley. So Everton, not too bad, not too shabby. They're now in 16th and have strung together 4 consecutive wins in the Premier League. So no harm there. I say make a match length 100 minutes, no clock stopping. That would be fair. 5 minutes each, 5 additional minutes each half. Fair enough. Liverpool really trying to put on the pressure here, top of the United box. Takes a shot. Sees itself deflected back. It's getting tough here. Yeah, okay, there's the names I was looking for, Bobby. I knew you'd come up with them. Abel Lawless, Casey Spinelli, Alexia Nicole, Taryn from Accounting. And Abel Lawless and Casey Spinelli were the 2 that were coming to mind. I saw Abel Lawless, again, here in Saskatoon. She got to work one of the matches at the AEW Dynamite show when it came to the dark matches beforehand. Ava was working. Casey Spinelli, I've seen some work with as well too, and Casey does great work, so glad to see that. I believe that's Kobe Mainu now being subbed off. I didn't see who went out here for him though. Who do we got coming in for Kobe Mainu? And Anthony being taken off. Thank goodness. Yeah, Police Street coming in, and okay, Mejri coming in for Mainu. All these younger ones. Zoe Sager too. I'm going to have a couple of, we still got a couple of Taryn from Accounting matches that have been pre-taped there, Bobby, for Prairie Pro Wrestling, as well as another one with Zoe, because of the last set of tapings here in December, Zoe and Taryn both worked for us that night in individual matches, so you're going to get a couple more of their matches coming up on the channel in the new year for sure. As we're rounding out the new year, I know next Saturday we're going to have for you the 2 out of 3 falls matchup between Michael Allen, Richard Clark, and Levi Knight, followed by the Saturday right before the new year. It's going to be that second opportunity for Tony Novak taking on Sheik Akbar Shabazz for the Prairie Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. And then we will be into the new year and all sorts of new tapings coming at you. So we will have all the matches from our October tapings and our December tapings coming at you at the start of the new year. And again, that means that chairs match between Assassino and Cannonball Kelly is right around the corner. Scotty's saying, I only started watching Twitch a couple days ago. This is the longest I've watched the stream, and I'm loving it. You're a great host, Cubby. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I try to make these as entertaining as possible, and I'm glad that you've stuck around this whole time and interacted, Scotty, because that's what it's all about. I've tried to make Point of View be the show where my live viewing audience get to kind of direct it. Whatever you guys want to talk about, that's what we're here to talk about, and I love this group. You guys are phenomenal. Again, Point of View changes up every time. If Manchester United's playing, I will do watch-alongs on Sundays. Otherwise, I'll be playing video games and answering questions. But any topics, as much as possible, within reason. And Barry, welcome in, Scotty, to the Twitch team. All right, we got another Liverpool corner kick coming out. Scotty saying, I think the way that you actually engage with us and keep track of conversation is admirable, my friend. Best I can. Again, it especially with these longer streams, it sometimes gets a little carried away at times. But I do my absolute best to try to do that for you. Try to make it interesting while not slowing down progress by forgetting about what's been talked about or anything. So yeah, I'm here to chat, man. I love having a Sunday chat with everybody. It's a great part of my week. And I announced in the description of today's show that you were going to get to see a grown man cry because I was half expecting Liverpool to really walk all over Manchester United. And so far, that's quite the opposite. I mean, Liverpool have dominated, but it's 0-0. We're almost at the 85th minute. We're going to see what the stoppage time is going to be very shortly. Liverpool trying to call for a handball here, though, I believe. I think this one's going to go to VAR. I hope this does not work against us. Oh, shit. It's going to, I believe. It's hard to say. I mean, the bounce up, I find it's kind of strange because, again, like when this becomes part of a handball situation, this part of the arm, but you didn't really do it. Like, again, Shaw's arms, they're not giving it. So, I mean, that's a plus. But Shaw's arms are out to the sides of him, and the ball takes a weird bounce and ends up just underneath here, and he backs off immediately. So I think that works in favor of somebody like Shaw, why they didn't call it. But it's very picky because some refs will call you for this being handball, and I've never really quite got that portion of it. That, like, I don't know. Just my thoughts anyway. It only takes a cheeky goal, accident, or penalty. You don't have to play well to score. No, exactly. It's all it takes is one. I mean, Liverpool's pushing, but they could let up here and get Man U to break through. We could end up stealing this out from under them. It would be phenomenal. This was the game nobody expected Manchester United to pull any points from. Any points. And right now, we have a chance at 1, and there's still that possibility for 3, which would be absolutely massive. Bobby, do you think Mercedes Moné will stay in New Japan Pro Wrestling or come back to the WWE in 2024? I think, that's a good question, Bobby. I don't know. I can't really speak on her behalf and whether she's enjoying her time and wants to stick with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'd imagine she's at least going to do Wrestle Kingdom, if nothing else, for anything. Oh, shit, we got a bit of a brawl just about breaking out here. Shaw getting little scrappy with guys. Somebody's going to get a card. Someone's in trouble here. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think inevitably she will end up back in the WWE sooner rather than later. But yeah, cheeky goal or an accident. Yeah, this is looking like an accident. It might cost us a player here right now. Shaw's definitely getting a card. That much is true. He's getting a yellow for sure. Good thing he wasn't on one already. But yeah, Shaw gets the yellow. But doing what he can. It was kind of a retaliation, though, too, because it looked like Liverpool kind of did United dirty, and Luke Shaw come in carelessly with a bad challenge there. Is the United Arab Emirates or Saudi having any impact on wrestling or trying their own superstar thing like with Buck? Yes, so they actually have worked coincide with the WWE. There was rumors for a while that Vince McMahon was going to sell the company to them. He didn't end up doing that. It ended up going through Endeavor Sports, and now Endeavor owns WWE and the UFC. But the Saudis have an agreement with the WWE where they do, I think it's like 2 events per year in Saudi Arabia called Crown Jewel, and usually they'll do one other one too, and there is a lot of money on the line for that company when they do those shows. It can pretty much more than make up for their entire year out there. Bobby saying, I still would like to see Mercedes Moné win the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Championship and wrestle against different wrestlers that she hasn't wrestled against. There'd be great opportunity for her to continue to allow that to rise. And I as much as WWE wants her back, I don't know that it needs to happen at the moment. Maybe play it out for a while, let her do her thing elsewhere for a while before making that leap. Barry saying, I hope Moné doesn't return. WWE has so many good young women wrestlers in NXT that I'd like to see getting promoted more. I agree with you, Barry. They got a lot of fantastic talent there. And again, you can find out all about that talent on Tuesday nights following NXT when you tune in to Ed and Astrid on Taking Over. They've got the insight of all the NXT's up-and-coming roster that you're going to get to see in the near future that need to be promoted. Scotty, imagine if Sheik could wrestle again in his prime in the United Arab Emirates. Not that he didn't have a big enough fan base. Oh, man, if he went over there nowadays, he'd be a god walking into that place. The Iron Sheik was the man. One of my all-time favorites. Love the Iron Sheik. It's unfortunate. Rest his soul for sure. All right, we are just about at the end of regulation time. It's the 89th minute with seconds counting on the clock. I still haven't seen the clock to find out how many stoppage time minutes we're going to get. And after the game wraps, we'll kind of be a little bit of a farewell kind of talk for a minute, and we will be wrapping up the stream here today. But get your questions in while you still have them for me, as we're kind of coming to a close here on Manchester United Liverpool. Looking 5 minutes. 5 minutes, one of the referees call is. We're getting to 5 additional minutes of stoppage time now. It looks like he might even be going to his pocketbook again for another possible foul. Okay, this time against Liverpool, I believe. Oh, no. Wait, come on. The Liverpool guy kicks our guy from... So that goes against Manchester United. Wow. Wow. A point will do, but go for broke. I agree. Let's try for 3. We really need to dig deep. Which NXT wrestlers would you like to see in the Royal Rumble? I think the ones that are clearly going to be coming up to the main roster soon. I'd even, the problem with it though, Bobby, is there's so many wrestlers on the main roster that you almost don't need to have the NXT wrestlers in the Rumble, other than maybe on the women's side, where they can use that a little bit more, where they're likely going to bring in, your Tiffany Strattons, your Nikita Lyons, your Cora Jades, some of the names like that. Maybe they'll put Jade Cargill in the Rumble. Still don't know if the plan is for her to even have an NXT run, so we'll have to wait and see. And now Rashford in the books for a challenge. So we're just cards all around for Manchester United. Let's see how many players we can get banned to add to our ever-growing injury list on top of things. But hey, we might get points here. 92nd minute coming up here. We're getting there. Liverpool tries. Liverpool fails again. Can't quite find the back of our net. This is the time, boys. Let's push for it. Onana send this. This is the one time Onana needs to send that long ball and hope to do. Well, bringing back Mae Young might be a little bit more difficult these days, unfortunately there, Scotty. But Mae Young, was definitely well known and made her indent on professional wrestling for sure. I'd like to see Kiana James and Blair Davenport in the Women's Royal Rumble. And Barry saying Carmelo should be in the Rumble. Keep him on the main. Keep him in the main. Okay, yeah. That's a fair assessment. I think, isn't it going to be a no-brainer that someone like a Braun Breaker is probably going to be in there, because like Ed and Astro were mentioning, he's kind of at the point where he's done all he can do with NXT. That the main roster is inevitable at this time for him. Come on, United, push, top of the box. Here we go. Yes, put it through the center. Oh, no! So close on that account. Oh, do not lose this on the counter attack now. Okay, good. Defend it. Send it out. There we go. Whew. How about Trick Williams? Trick Williams is good too. Again, like there's so many people on the main roster there that you could fill this up. Oh, who is sent off? What the hell? A second yellow card for what? Oh, this is getting chaotic. This is stupid. What is this? I need to see a replay here. What the hell is going on? What is Dalot being called for here? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Dalot, what did he do wrong? Scotty, I'm not even saying this because I'm a Man United fan. What the hell did Dalot do wrong here? Where is the call of a foul? This needs to be challenged. This is some high-level bullshit right here. What the hell? There is no foul there at all. There is none. What is this call? This referee needs to have his license revoked. What an idiot. Like Gordon Ramsay would do. Put 2 pieces of bread on the side of that referee's head and call him an idiot sandwich, because that is messed up. What the hell is going on here today? Wow. Absolute total insanity. That needs to be appealed. 100% needs to be appealed. Nothing we can do about it during the match, sadly, but that needs to be appealed. Loads need to be challenged, but we're United, so we just sound like we're beggars if we contest. I know, but this one is terrible. Like, some of them I'll say that people maybe take it too far, but Dalot didn't do anything. He beautifully defended the play. Beautifully. Different if it was City. Yeah, City get away with whatever because, it's Man City and they have enough money to pay everybody off. Laya Valkyrie and Lash Legend 2 should be in the Royal Rumble match. That good options as well too, Bobby. Agree. Oh, am I right with this? Calling for this referee's head. Disgusting. Well, they're going to send Wan-Bissaka in and try to defend for the point now, I believe. Almost no point. I'm surprised they haven't even called this. Liverpool trying to send it out as quick as possible, knowing that they don't have much time left to try to pick up a point against a 10-man Manchester United now. Coming in strong. But yeah, Man U, well defended, plays it back out far. Come on, we got to hold in for this. We got to hold in. There it is. I think that's the call. We're going to get the point. We'll take it. We'll take the point. I mean, it is what it is. 1 point Manchester United against Liverpool when we could have gone a lot differently. So, you know what? There's a silver lining on that one. It wasn't a loss. It wasn't a win either, but it wasn't a loss. So, we'll take it. It is what it is. We'll go with it. Hallelujah. We survived to see another day. Ten Hag's job safe for another week at least anyway. Liverpool should have buried this match at some point in time, and they really didn't. That's on them. More fool them, idiots. But that ref, even more of an idiot for not knowing how to take care of business there. That was bullshit. That guy needs to be fined and suspended for that call. Atrocious. That's all I can say. But what wasn't atrocious is spending my Sunday here with all of you. It's been fantastic. And again, if you've been following along, that ticker down at the below is where you can find me on our local establishment, as well as people like Ed Fries and other contributor here like Mel Ball, Asher Pizarro, Andre C, and many more coming at you very soon. A lot of guest hosts as well, too, talking all things, different pop culture aspects of around the world. If you want to find me on my personal stuff there's where you're going to find me over on X, Instagram, Threads, all those wonderful things, as well as my personal Twitch, _Bobby Munson. But that's going to be it for me for this week on Point of View. Remember, you can catch me Thursday night with my partner in crime, the man with the angelic voice, Papa Smokes, for another edition of Ring Respect Radio. And next Sunday, the Christmas Eve edition of Point of View. Probably going to be back to the gaming, possibly. We'll check out what's going on, but come in, have a chat with me next Sunday, and spend your Sunday with me. I always love and appreciate the time spent here with each and every one of you. It's been a blast, says Scotty. Thanks, Scotty, for being here today. Doltry, awesome, man. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you and Jen. Definitely get in contact you guys when you're back from seeing the in-laws. We should get together. It's going to be a fun time. Yes, so appreciate it. I will have a great rest of my day for sure. I hope everybody else does the same. If you guys can hold on just a moment longer, though, let's go have a look at who we can send a raid on Twitch with. See who's on the list for the day. I don't really know who's not a lot of Twitchers on the weekends. I find it's a little bit tough to know who to send these over to. But just having a look at the list, let's go to. We'll go to one of the ones with a little bit more views. Let's send this over to, let's try KDG2423. Not sure who this person is. They're playing Call of Duty. If you want to watch some Call of Duty, that's where the raid's heading on over to. If you're on the YouTube side of things, you'll be on for just another moment here as I wrap things up on this edition of Point of View. Raid has been sent over on the Twitch side now. You're over there, and what is a raid? A raid is when we send you to another channel. So that's where you're going to be heading there, and we'll see you again hopefully during the week, if not next Sunday for sure. But in the meantime and in between time, take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you soon.